Hi there, my name's Daniel. I'm the founder of SmartMail, and on this video we're going to be looking at lifecycle emails. We'll take a look at a whole bunch of strategies, examples, and the best way to implement them in your e-commerce business straight away. Okay, so the first thing we need to look at is a bird's eye view of what we call the customer lifecycle. So in this screen, what you can see is the customer lifecycle being broken out into 4 key buckets. And each bucket has a whole bunch of different lifecycle email campaigns that you could be sending. So the first bucket is the welcome bucket. That's where you welcome people into your brand and you have all these different types of welcome emails. Then you have the browsing section. So in the browsing section, you've got people who are abandoning their checkout, abandoning their product pages, and abandoning your website before an order's been made. Then on the other side of an order, you have post-purchase and retention. Those types of lifecycle email campaigns are very much focused on increasing a customer lifetime value and retaining customers for a longer period of time. So when we start looking at this chart, what we want to do is identify what the most profitable automations actually are, because there's so many in the life cycle that you could actually be doing. After sending and setting up hundreds of life cycle emails for our clients, these are the main life cycle emails on the pre-purchase side. You've got site abandonment, category abandon, browse abandon, cart, and checkout. Then on the post-purchase, you've got cross-sell, bounce back, replenishment, win back, and sunset. Now on the post-purchase side, different types of lifecycle post-purchase emails are going to work differently for different brands, obviously based on what you're selling. Some of this might be different. But by and large, the 7 most profitable lifecycle emails are, on the pre-purchase side, you've got the welcome flow, the browse abandon, the cart, and the checkout. And on the post-purchase, you've got a sequence of 3, whether it's the bounce back, the cross-sell upsell, and the customer win back, or a mix of any of the other 2. And again, the post-purchase really depends on what product you're selling. If you're selling a product that has high repeat buying behavior, then you might want to consider a replenishment lifecycle email. So on the post-purchase side, it really does depend, but generally speaking, these are the 3 main ones that really speak to most brands. And this makes up the 7 most profitable emails. So if you're going to work with us as an agency to set these up, or you're going to work with somebody else, it really doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you have these lifecycle emails running in your business, because they generate a lot of revenue every single month. And typically what we like to see is that they should be generating about 15% of your total revenue across your entire website from these 7 automations. So jumping into the first example, we've got a welcome series. Now all of these lifecycle emails should be running over a 3 to 5 day period. So this is the welcome series. This typically happens in the very beginning of the whole journey. And this is when you introduce someone to your brand and you start telling them your brand story over a sequence of 3 emails. Another lifecycle email that converts really well is the product browse series. Now the product browse happens when someone checks out a product page and doesn't actually add to cart. So in this particular example, the product information is populated and the product title is populated in the email dynamically. So every single email that gets sent out is completely unique and dynamic, which makes the engagement metrics really, really high. Typically an open rate in these types of emails would be over 35% and click-through rates should be over 15%. So the engagement and the conversion rate on product browse emails are massive. Then you've got cart abandonment. This is an example of a cart abandonment email. These occur in the browsing stage again when someone adds to cart, doesn't complete their order. The most important thing about cart abandonment emails is to populate the emails with the cart contents that they left behind and having a strong message. So in this example, it says something about still deciding, or hey, you left these behind, or something that arouses someone's curiosity and interest to want to open the email and come back and continue their purchase. Then on the post-purchase, you've got product upsells. So this is where someone buys X but not Y, or if they bought X and you want to sell them 2X, it's an upsell or a cross-sell. The most important thing about these emails is to make sure that the recommendations and the things that you're recommending are highly relevant to the product that they just bought. Obviously, if it's not, you're not going to have such a high success rate in converting them into upselling or cross-selling them. Replenishment campaigns, this is really mainly associated with companies that have repeat purchase behavior, so wine, cigars. If you're selling mattresses or things that aren't highly repeatable in sales, this isn't something you'd probably want to be setting up. And there's a bunch of other lifecycle emails that you could be looking at. And then finally, you have the win-back campaign. Now, it really doesn't matter what you're selling or what your product cycle is. A win-back campaign is really an email that gets sent out to dormant shoppers, people who have bought something from you in the past, but they haven't been back in X amount of days to make another purchase. So depending on your product cycle, it could be 180 days, it could be 6 months, it could be 3 months. It really depends what that distance of time is. And then with these particular emails, another really important factor here is to offer them some kind of incentive, because we're trying to win them back. They're a lapsed customer. And then the other thing to really include in these emails as well is something about new arrivals, or something, a product range or a product line, or something that they might have missed since the last time they were on your website. Because remember, these people haven't been back to your site and they haven't made a purchase in a decent amount of time. So there are a whole bunch of examples around lifecycle emails. If you're interested in talking to us about accelerating your lifecycle email marketing strategy, we'd love to talk to you. We've set these up hundreds of times for a lot of our clients. We've got a lot of experience in doing this. Hopefully this video was helpful, and if you'd like to reach out, feel free to click a link on the website, and we'd love to hear from you.